Good afternoon. Today I am going to talk about verb tenses. What are verb tenses? Verb tenses are events that can happen in the past, present and the future. Let's look at these verb tenses in detail. What is present simple tense? Where do we use the present simple tense? To describe a habit. For example, she gets up at 6 a.m. It's a habit. Or to describe a fact which is always true. For example, he comes from Australia. To describe a fact which is true for a long time. For example, I live in Boston. He works in a hospital. What is the present progressive tense? Where do we use the present continuous form or present progressive form? To describe an activity happening now, that is taking place at this moment. For example, she is swimming in the hotel pool. Or to describe an activity happening around now. But it may not be happening at the moment of speaking. For example, Aditya is studying engineering at university. Or to describe a planned future arrangement. For example, I am meeting Mr. and Mrs. Smith this evening. What is present perfect and what are the uses of the present perfect tense? It describes an experience. For example, they have lived in Sydney. He has never eaten pizza. To change or to give new information. For example, I have bought a computer. Last month, I didn't have a computer. Bought a computer means I bought a computer at present. Whereas last month I didn't have a computer. To describe a continuing situation. She has lived here since January. Where do we use the past simple? To describe a past action that has finished. For example, she visited her parents last week. She worked in France from 2000 to 2009. Time expressions. What are the time expressions that are used in the past simple? She did it last week, last month, 10 years ago, in 2009. Let's look at past continuous or past progressive in detail. Where do we use that tense? To describe a past activity that has duration. For example, she met her husband while she was studying in Australia. Or to describe an activity that began before the action expressed by the past simple. For example, he was watching TV when we arrived. Or to describe an activity in progress before or after. For example, when she woke up this morning, it was raining. Was she studying at 8 a.m.? Past perfect. It describes an action in the past before another action in the past. For example, the plane left at 6:30 a.m. I arrived at the airport at 6:45 a.m. When I arrived, the plane had left. That is, when I arrived, the plane had already left. What is future simple and where do we use future simple tense? To describe predictions or intentions. What are predictions? That is, simple statements of fact about the future. In this instance, we use the auxiliary verb will. For example, will it rain tomorrow? Do you think he will pass the exam? Intentions. Intentions, that means they are used in talking about something that's done purposely. And there the auxiliary verb going to is used in talking about intentions. For example, I'm going to watch TV when I have finished my homework. What are you going to have for dinner today? Future progressive. Where do we use future progressive? To describe an ongoing action that will occur in the future. For example, she will be working at SriLankan Airlines from next month. Future perfect describes an action in the future before another action in the future. That is about the past in the future. For example, the plane will leave the airport at 6:30 a.m. You will arrive at the airport at 6:45 a.m. When you arrive at the airport, the plane will have left. So that is future perfect. Thank you.